Hip-hop has changed so much over the years. It has come a long way from its humble beginnings in the Bronx projects, only blocks away from where I was born and raised. It has changed so much that if the originators saw it today, they wouldn't even recognize it. What hip-hop was in the 80s, 90s, and in the 2000s is not what it was in the 2010s and what it is now in the 2020s. In the early 2000s, 50 Cent was the biggest rapper in the world, and he looked and acted like this. Fast forward to today, Lil Uzi Vert, one of the biggest rappers out now, can be seen dressing and acting like this, which is the complete opposite. 50 Cent was clearly trying to look as masculine and tough as possible, while Lil Uzi is obviously trying to appear as feminine and girly as possible. But why is this happening? Why are rappers becoming so feminine? Is it just a trend rappers are doing now, or is there something far more sinister behind it? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos every other day exposing the truth. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the truth about the feminine male rapper trend. Let's get right into it. At one point, hip-hop was seen as the reflection of the streets. Rappers would embody the street culture and become almost representatives of that lifestyle. In the 90s and 2000s, rappers dressed like gangsters and acted like them too. Their entire image was about being the toughest man on the block. While it remained like this for a while, when we got into the 2010s, the world started to see hip-hop go through a strange transformation. Rappers began dressing and acting differently. We saw rappers start embodying feminine fashion. Some rappers started dressing with tighter clothes that appeared like they belong on a woman. By the mid-2010s, rappers were dressing up like complete women. They started wearing purses and painting their nails while wearing their skin-tight clothes. Some even took the cross-dressing to a whole new level when they started wearing dresses, like Young Thug, who wore a dress to a photo shoot for his album cover. The 2010s was the beginning of the shift in hip-hop, when hip-hop went from thug life to pretty princesses, and as the years went by, things only got worse. Rappers like Lil Uzi Vert and Playboi Carti are two rappers who embody this feminine look to the fullest. These rappers are the two most popular for painting their nails, wearing purses, and acting overly feminine. Recently, Lil Uzi went viral for his appearance during his Coachella show. Uzi was dressed in the most questionable outfit yet. He was wearing a crop top foam shirt with his hair dyed red to match his red glitter makeup on his cheeks. At one point, he was even seen wearing a woman's purse. People weren't only talking about his appearance, they were also commenting on the way he was acting. Many clips were uploaded from the performance showing Uzi walking like a sassy woman, trying to appear as feminine as possible. At one point, he seems to address the crowd, and it appears he was finally going to come out of the closet, but then he didn't.
I've been holding this in for a very long time, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already knew this about me, but what I want to tell y'all tonight is, I love y'all.
Most people already think Uzi is secretly gay and is doing this because it's who he truly is. But if we look at Uzi, he has always seemed to have had a girlfriend and has been seen with women. So if Uzi isn't really gay, why is he trying to appear so feminine? And it's not just Uzi, it's many other rappers as well. A couple months back, I made a video on Playboi Carti, who was spotted wearing a thong bodysuit. Pictures of Carti wearing this thong bodysuit went viral, and people were asking what was going on with Carti. The question many people have is what happened to hip-hop? How did hip-hop go from gangsters to sassy princesses one day to the next? Are these rappers all just trolling the world for attention, or is there something else going on entirely? Well, this all connects back to the Lil Nas X agenda in hip-hop.
I want to say thank you to Gay Agenda. Let's go, Gay Agenda!
I had a question about the gay agenda. You thanked it at the VMAs. What is it? How do you define the gay agenda?
Oh, the gay agenda. There's been planned. We usually go to meetings on Wednesday in black cloaks.
Okay.
Draw a big star circle on the ground. Have these cups of blood, drink it pretty much, and we kind of plan world domination to make everyone gay. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Now, we have spoken about the Lil Nas X agenda often on this channel. When I refer to the Lil Nas X agenda, I am referring to how rappers are being used to push this way of life onto the fans by making it look appealing. The gatekeepers in the music industry who take orders from the elite are instructed to use their artists to push this agenda. We all know that rappers are the most influential people in the world. What they do, the fans will copy. If rappers dress feminine and act feminine, so will the fans. And we have seen this time and time again. Ever since rappers have been wearing nail polish, we have seen the fans following suit, as many teens now paint their nails. This is the obvious reason rappers are acting more and more feminine to influence the youth. But what's the point? What are they trying to accomplish by pushing this agenda? Well, I have done a lot of research on this, and I have found the actual reason for pushing this agenda, and it gets deep. Now, I want to warn you that this might be too difficult for some of you to understand, as the concept behind it is heavily rooted in alchemy and the occult, but I will try my best to explain it as simply as possible. Most of you watching this video should already know that rappers like Lil Uzi and Playboi Carti are occultists. This is easy to see from videos like this one that shows Lil Uzi Vert telling his fans he sold his soul and is going to hell and is dragging all of them along with him.
Hold on, let me explain something to them real quick. Before everybody starts screaming and saying, oh, like I told y'all earlier, you motherfuckers enter the rapture. And if ain't nobody flying up to heaven right now, obviously all y'all motherfuckers going to hell right with me. So let's get it.
Did I sell my soul? I sold my soul for you. Y'all coming right with me, you dummies.
Add this with the endless occult imagery Uzi has used since the beginning of his career. It's not hard to tell that he is an occultist. One practice that is heavily used in the world of the occult is no other than alchemy, and this cross-dressing connects back to it. Now, for those who don't know what alchemy is, let me give you a quick breakdown. Alchemy is an ancient form of occult philosophy that inspired much of what is taught in the occult. Those who practice alchemy are called alchemists. In alchemy, the main objective was turning base metals like copper into noble metals like silver or gold, using a form of ancient magical chemistry. These alchemists will have what we now call chemistry labs built in secret, where they would run their experiments attempting to turn copper into gold. In order for an alchemist to turn copper into gold, they must first create the Philosopher's Stone. The Philosopher's Stone was a substance created by alchemists that when used could transform base metals into noble metals like gold, allowing those who master the technique to become wealthy beyond imagination. This wasn't the only thing alchemists were trying to achieve through alchemy, as they also wanted to cheat death. Alchemists were also trying to defeat death and live forever by using the Philosopher's Stone to make an alchemic potion called the Elixir of Life. The Elixir of Life was a potion that, if drank, will grant the drinker immortal life as long as they kept on drinking it routinely. Now, this is when things get really interesting, and it might get a little confusing for some. The concept of alchemy when it comes to metals is essentially transforming base metals into noble metals, but this alchemic transformation can also be done with man. Now, the concept of alchemy when it comes to man is turning a normal man into an enlightened god with the elixir of life. This is what the elixir of life is all about. Alchemists believe the drinker who drinks the elixir of life becomes an enlightened, transcended being. Those who drink the elixir will go through an alchemic transformation, becoming gods on earth. This is a drawing depicting a person who drank the elixir of life. As you can see, they depict a person as a strange being that appears to be half woman and half man. The photo represents two opposites coming together to make one. It represents the alchemic transformation of man. Just like base metals could be separated and merged to transform them into noble metals, alchemists believe that man can go through the same process by merging his masculine side with his feminine side to become a god. This is why the drawing depicts a man merged with a woman. This drawing is a representation of androgyny in alchemy. If you look up what this drawing represents in alchemy, it states, androgyny and alchemy, the perfect fusion of opposites, the ideal divine state, the Philosopher's Stone. In belief, the purpose of alchemy is to separate and combine opposing elements so that they will eventually form a unified whole. Essentially, alchemists who achieve creating the Philosopher's Stone and the Elixir of Life go through this gender-bending transformation, becoming androgynous. For those who don't know what androgynous means, it means of having both the physical characteristics of male and female. Just like alchemists transform base metals into noble metals, they are trying to transform a man into a god. What most people don't know that I learned a few months back during my research is that this is what the deity Baphomet represents. Baphomet is another representation of androgyny in alchemy. Baphomet is a being that is half man and half woman. It also has many alchemic symbols in its drawing, like the moon crescent. On top of this, Baphomet actually has an alchemic phrase on both of his arms. One side states solve and the other side coagula, and if you're asking what that means, it means to dissolve and coagulate, to break a substance down to its basic element before reforming it into something new. Baphomet represents the alchemic androgynous transformation. Now you may be asking why alchemists and occultists relate being a god with being androgynous. I have looked into this for years as I wanted to have a deeper understanding of alchemy, and I finally found the answers I was searching for. I will try to explain this simplified to the best of my ability. Part of what makes God God is his ability to create man from nothing. All God used was dust from the ground to create Adam, and nothing else. He created the world from nothing, just his immense power. Now, people can't do that. No one person can create life. The only way people are able to create life is by a man and a woman coming together and reproducing. This is why a man can never be a god, as God can create from nothing. But alchemy teaches that through the Philosopher's Stone and the elixir of life, man can become a god by merging his masculine side with his feminine side and becoming both a woman and a man all at once. I told you this one was going to be hard to understand. By alchemists representing themselves as these androgynous beings, they are showing that they are now God, the perfect balance of masculine and feminine, the coming together of opposites. Now this all connects back to the music industry and why these artists have become so feminine. Like I said many times on this channel, the music industry is full of occultists. Lil Uzi Vert is one of those occultists who has shown us this since the beginning of his career. Lil Uzi is heavily into alchemy. In fact, he hired an artist to hide alchemic symbols in his pink tape vinyl release cover. This artist posted this on his Instagram. I was approached by Lil Uzi Vert's team to whip up a secret alchemic esoteric design for the limited edition Trasher edition pink tape vinyl. These 4 designs are hidden across the vinyl as a transparent ink that glows both pink and green once exposed to sunlight, blacklight, or heat. If we look at this post, this artist tells us that Lil Uzi Vert himself reached out to put these alchemic symbols on his album cover. Lil Uzi knows most people don't even know what these symbols mean, but he wanted them secretly placed into his cover. He did this because he's an alchemist. Now if we look at Uzi, he adopts this androgynous look down to a T. He presents himself as this gender-bending rapper who wears feminine clothes and acts feminine. This is not done for trend or for fashion. This is Lil Uzi telling us he went through this alchemic transformation. It is not just Uzi showing us this either. There has been many rappers in the industry doing it as well. Playboi Carti, who also shows us he's an occultist, has also adopted this androgynous image. As like we saw in the past, he loves wearing women's clothing. Same thing with A$AP Rocky, another open occultist who wore women's clothing in the past. This is also why we see rappers like Drake and Lil Yachty wearing nail polish. But this all goes back further than rap, to the rock and roll days. Many rockers, just like rappers, were full-on occultists, but that's obvious. Rock stars were heavily into alchemy, and it's why we saw so many of them dress feminine. They were also seen like the rappers of today, painting their nails and wearing female clothing. Michael Jackson showed us the same androgynous look. Michael showed us that he was an occultist and an alchemist the entire time. Same thing with Prince, who also embodies this persona and was also an occultist. Artists like David Bowie, who was an open occultist, embody this androgynous look to the fullest. Bowie was heavy into alchemy and the occult. He was a devout follower of Aleister Crowley and took on this path of enlightenment. Marilyn Manson, an open Satanist, has many songs with alchemic rituals hidden within it. He also dropped a song called Save Coagulate, which we know is the main phrase in alchemy. It's not just the music industry either, as they love doing this in all of Hollywood. The whole comedians wearing dresses is because of this alchemic belief as well. Will Smith and his children are also a great example of this androgynous image. It's not hard to see that this is all over Hollywood, as Hollywood is full of occultists, and they are showing us that they have gone through this alchemic transition. Now these occultists don't just want to practice alchemy themselves, they want the world to do it too. This is what the Lil Nas X agenda is. See, occultists and Satanists have a unified goal of spreading their belief. If we listen to this man here, Nicholas Schreck, who was an artist and a top member of the Church of Satan, actually married to the head of the church's daughter, he admits that they're trying to spread their beliefs to the world, using artists to push their satanic agenda.
Well, we are in control because basically we are not a political organization, we are an occult organization. We're working behind the scenes to manipulate the way that people think. The war that we are waging is a guerrilla war on the human mind. And we use musical frequencies, the dominant frequency, which I've referred to before, and symbolism and imagery to awaken dormant aspects of the human mind. And what we're waging is a cultural war right now on every front, in music, in literature, utilizing the media against itself. And we're using music because that's the instrument that young people respond to right now. We're doing propaganda directly to awaken the wolf in man. Politics is nearly the puppet show of human beings, and we transcend that, but we are interested in the control of human beings for our own purposes. We have no concern for the homeless, particularly. We don't have any concern in helping people seek to bring about a youth that has closed its heart to pity. All of the humanist values that Judeo-Christianity has encouraged, we want to wipe them out. It's led to democracy, social humanism, the idea of equality. All of this filth has to be wiped out if the human race is going to continue to take the next step in evolution. We are moving into a much more elitist direction.
As you heard for yourself, he confirms that occultists are trying to make their way of life the only way of life. They are trying to have the world go through this alchemic transformation. They want everyone to be androgynous, something that they have been achieving. This is why we have seen so many celebrities with children who have now adopted this androgynous look. So many children of Hollywood are coming out to appear genderless. This is all a part of their agenda. They are using the stars to convince the world this is normal. This way, the world will adopt this way of life. Over the last 20 years, we have seen laws being passed in just about all states that were passed specifically for this agenda. They have been trying to force this ideology onto the world by any means. What's sad is that people are complying and have been conditioned to accept and follow these ideas by these artists. Rappers like Lil Uzi are out here performing dressed like this. He is pushing this androgynous look to the fullest. This is why hip-hop looks the way it looks. It's always been their goal. Now, more than ever, it's important we educate ourselves on the plans of the enemy. So many people are falling for this manipulation without even noticing. They are using these artists to make a new world where God's order of life has been destroyed. This is why Uzi is dressed like this and Playboi Carti is wearing thongs. They are just pushing the agenda that they're created to push. I hope I was able to explain this in a way most of you guys will understand. If you want me to go deeper into alchemy, I would love to do so. If that's something you guys want to see, comment alchemy below. And if enough of you want to see that, I'll make sure to get that done. Well, that's it for this video. But before you guys go, I just wanted to ask you to consider becoming a Patreon member. Becoming a member helps me create better videos and funds other projects I have planned for the channel. The membership is only $3 a month, and you get instant access to over 26 exclusive Patreon videos and new videos that I post every month. These videos are usually uncensored, uncut, and deeper than on YouTube, as I don't have to worry about any guidelines. So if you want to become a member, you will find a link in the description of this video and pinned in the comment section. Also, make sure to like, comment, and share this video so that more people can see the truth. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.